What's up, guys? This is Eric Deeren here from Deeren Films, and today we're going to be going over a cinematography breakdown of my latest project with Kennesaw State University. I did a intro video for the Kennesaw State University Lacrosse team, and today we're going to be going over how I lit it, what settings I was using, so forth and so on. First off, I just wanted to say, if you haven't checked it out already, go ahead and check it out. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump in. Let's see how I lit this, and then hopefully you guys can take away from this and use this kind of stuff in your own projects. And hopefully it was helpful. If it was helpful, just go ahead and leave a comment down below, subscribe, all that good stuff. But let's go ahead and jump in. I shot this with the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K, one of the newer cameras I just picked up. I love it. It is a absolute beast. But I shot it on that. And I shot it in 4K, DCI, ProRes 422. I love how it shoots ProRes. For all the inside scenes, like you see right here, I shot, it was 5600 Kelvin, and then I was at an f-stop of around 2.5 to 3.2, depending on the scene. And then my shutter angle was 180, so half. And then my ISO, for the most part, was 400. Blackmagic Pocket Cinema has dual native ISOs. It has a 400 and then 1250. But let's go ahead and jump into this shot right here. I lit this with only 2 lights. What you're seeing here is a Dracast bicolored panel. It's the bicolored LED 500. And then I just had that running off a battery up there. So that's just sitting up here, casting these kind of bluer rays. I actually turned it as warm as possible, but it doesn't go as warm as the Quasar, which is the other light I have directly above her here. So I used the Quasar, I think it was the QLED. Yeah, the 4-foot QLED crossfade. Shout out to Michael Catron for letting me borrow that. But that was actually casting these kind of yellower rays coming down here. I don't know why that doesn't work for me. I gotta figure that out. But that was casting, I had that turned up to 5600. So that was casting those more gold rays coming down, and I had it taped up to a C-stand, and then I had power running to from the C-stand up to the Quasar, and then I just had a reflector I used actually to cut the light off, so it would actually cut straight across the floor. So I had more of a clean stop, and it didn't bleed too much into the background, and we got kind of this top-down look here. And then back there you see the Dracast, and then we just had a fogger. It was actually just a fog machine that we fanned out a little bit to kind of get that hazy, it's a little thick here, but that hazy smoke. So here's another shot from that same location. This is of the goalie. And the whole look here was, I wanted to get that kind of preparation, getting ready look here. We had everybody, we shot all the girls in the locker room, getting ready, and then we moved outside, which I'll show you in a second. But so same thing, Dracast right here. And Quasar coming down here. And you can kind of see more on her helmet here. I'm casting this light here coming down over top of her. And we're casting these shadows. It just gives it a nice look. And then this Dracast acts as a nice little backlight, different color. And then if we go over here, so we use the same thing here, same setup, but I actually turned it towards the back wall. So it's almost, it was perpendicular to this back wall here. We angled it so we were just getting light on this first half of her right here. So we're just getting light there. Yeah, so we're just casting light kind of on her here. And then it kind of cut out and kept shadows. It was casting shadows back here. So we kind of kept that out of focus, and the focus was on her. I cut it off enough so we just got this kind of look right here on her hand, and then we kind of kept some of this out here back in a shadow. Kind of kept her face out in a shadow there. And then if we move into this other shot where she's looking up, as her hand comes away, we start to see more light here, light on the nose, the cheeks, and then the jawline here. It's kind of a very subtle, low-lit look that I was going for. By no means am I an expert at this. I'm learning just like you guys, but we were playing around with this lighting and found that this worked pretty well. We had a couple more shots here. Same thing. Same thing here with a close-up. All right, Quasar, Dracast, Dracast, and then this was actually this was more of the Quasar right here. That's casting that hair light because we had her step forward a little more. Okay, and then so we moved outside. We're trying to figure out a cool look for outside here for this goalie. So we ended up. It sounds kind of makeshift because it is, but we just took some gaff tape and we taped this thing up here. And it's still, this Quasar's, it's the crossfade, so it's set to 5600 still. It's set, so we kind of, because the colors of Kennesaw are gold, so we wanted to keep it as on brand, I guess you could say, as possible. Gaffed it to the actual goal. We had power running off this way, but because of the shadow, you can't see that. And then we had Richard off screen getting some fog coming in to kind of get more of a depth to the shot. But yeah, so we had her catch some balls there, some people shoot on her, get some cool like high intensity action stuff there. And then we got kind of this side view. Same thing, Quasar lighting in. And this is like probably one of my favorite shots from the shoot. I love how dark this is back here. And then you kind of get that contrast, so we go from light to dark. This is my favorite shot of probably the whole piece. And then you get this nice KSU logo on the helmet, and we had her just look up on this one. Oh yeah, this was cool. We had her scream into the camera to get some intense stuff. Yeah, and then this was another shot, same kind of thing, same deal. I mean, for anything on the goal here, the Quasar was the only thing we used. That tube design, it just wraps the light perfectly. So this is another shot here. This was probably my second favorite shot of this entire thing. I had Richard over here, the Quasar, and then I had another guy over here with my Dracast on batteries, just to get a little fill. So we have Dracast over here, shooting in this way, and then we have Quasar coming in this way as the key. And then we haze it up. We had her run through. I'll show you here. We had her run through the fog. Yeah, so I pushed in, and just that atmospheric smoke, if we didn't have that, I feel like we would have lost a lot of depth. It just adds so much depth because you get this foreground object coming in. And then this was our ending shot. So, same type of deal. I think it was Richard off screen with the Dracast. Again, by no means am I an expert at any of this. I'm still learning just like everybody else. I just thought I'd share this for anyone who would be interested. And then if you felt like you learned something from this, like this video, subscribe maybe, leave me a comment. I'd love to hear your feedback. If you guys like this, I'll do some more of these. I'll put a link to all that stuff down below where you can buy it if you guys are interested. So, all right, guys, take it easy. See ya.